Greetings to all who may see this video. Um, I want to talk about an experience that I had last night. I have been treating myself for this H. pylori infection and a small intestinal ulcer. Now, when I was back in college, I was having these stomach issues that was diagnosed when it was finally diagnosed with my health, because I was in nursing school at the time. It was H. pylori infection, and I took a treatment at the time, which was these antibiotics. I think they give you like something. It was the Prevpac, I think it's called. It's like different antibiotics with a proton pump inhibitor. At the time, I know about proton pumps, and I know it's not a good thing to take. It's like an antacid that blocks your stomach from producing acid. So I never took that part. I took antibiotics, and that was it. Anyway, in 2022, I was on mushrooms, and I remember that I was experiencing this feeling of like, or this remembrance of how I forgot the creator. I got upset with myself for forgetting the creator and forgetting why I came here, right? To Earth. And I got so upset about it and so like guilty about it, I started burping. And I just started burping. And ever since then, I just was burping intermittently, but I don't know, intermittently for years, right? Until recently, like it had become worse. Now it's like I'm burping, but I'm having this pain in my stomach. And that's when I start questioning. I'm like, this has to be more than just like burping from the time when I was on, psilocybin. And so one night I went to sleep and I had this dream, and in the dream I was like, I poke someone in the dream in their stomach on the left side, and when I poked them with like a little plastic thing, they started to bleed from there. And when I woke up from the dream, I started going on the internet and looking up like stomach cancer, because I thought my dream was saying maybe that I had stomach cancer. But then when I put in my symptoms, I'm like, when I start reading about put my symptoms in and start reading like, what could it be? I realized that it's the H. pylori infection that I have, and probably a small intestinal ulcer, right? So I said, okay, I know what it is. I could treat myself for it, right? I am supposed to be like this person on this spiritual path, and I promote natural healing and plant medicine. So I could definitely treat myself without taking any medications, any antibiotics or anything like that. So one night, again, I'm sleeping and I had a dream. And in that dream, it was shown to me like picking lime leaf. And when I woke up, I knew what it meant. I don't know why I keep doing that with my eye. I knew that it meant to drink lime leaf, boil it and drink it. So another night, I had another dream, and in the dream, I was shown this plant, and I've seen the plant. As a matter of fact, it's like right outside where I'm living. I've been looking at it even before I had this dream. I keep looking and noticing this plant, like looking at it. I'm like, what is this plant for? It's something. But then I had to dream about it, and it was that exact plant. The plant is called Daminia. So it's Jamaican Daminia. It's like this green plant with this yellow flower. And basically, it was like I should also use that plant, right, for my stomach. So I did that to the lime leaf. So I started to, first I was boiling the lime leaf, but then I start using that plant and the lime leaf. I started blending them together and drinking the juice of it. And sometimes I would add like basil, fresh basil to it. And another night, I had another dream, and this time I was picking limes, not lemons, limes. So I guess spirit within is communicating me what I should use for my stomach. So I spoke with another friend, and we did like some, little ask spirit what else I could use for my stomach, and the answer I got was like black seed oil with oregano. So so I was using those plants and working, doing like energy healing on myself, working on myself, and recently now, this was started like maybe I don't know, like maybe August, 2 months ago. So I've been, yeah, 2 months ago, right? So yeah. So recently been having more discomfort in my stomach, especially when I eat, and I'm like bloating. I just having bloating, which I was never bloated before, but now I'm getting bloated, like just uncomfortable. And so last night I kind of became fed up of it, and I'm like, okay, what the hell is happening here? My stomach is not getting any better. It's not feeling any better. And I'm doing energy work on myself. I'm focusing on myself, focus on releasing these different energies that I may be holding on to from my vessel. But yet, and working on my mindset. It's like a mind, body, spirit thing I'm working on. But yet, this has not gotten any better. It's just gotten worse. So I'm telling myself, I'm asking myself, higher self, like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't be talking to people about energy healing and healing yourself when I can't even heal my damn self. Like, it's not working. I don't know what's happening here. So so I'm asking these questions, right? Like, I'm not, and I'm saying, I'm like, I'm never going to talk about energy healing to anybody anymore. Because if I can't heal my own self, then what's the point of talking to people about energy healing, right? So, and I mean, I'm really doing different things using energy on myself here, like visualization, just different things. And sound healing, what else? Intentions, affirmations, plus, I was doing like a 3-day fruit fast for the past on last Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, right? Which felt better. I felt like my body wanted to eat more fruits and less cooked food, so I decided to do like a 3-day fruit fast. So then right after, and I felt like I was feeling a little better, but then after I came off the food fast and I ate, it's like back to super bloatedness, constipation, and burping again. So then last night I got like super frustrated. I'm like, what the F? This is not this is not working. This don't make no sense. I mean, I truly know that energy healing works. I mean, I know it's a knowing within myself that I know all is energy, right? Our body is made up of spinning light. All is energy, vibration, and frequency. So, and sending your intention and your thoughts. So I know those things are true. So, but I'm asking myself, but why is it not working on me, for me, right? I'm not feeling what I'm doing. I'm not feeling the effect of what I'm doing in my stomach. I just feel like it was getting worse. So then I decided I went onto YouTube and I typed in, why is my light healing, my energy healing not working? And so I'm scrolling down to see what comes up. And then I saw this channel saying, but her message, the video that she made, said something about Mother Mary, you know, and I'm like, Mother Mary, and so I clicked on it, and when I clicked on her video, she was bringing in a message, a channel message from Mother Mary, and she was gonna do some light code healing. So when I said, okay, let me just try this, let me just listen to this, and see, because I need something that works here, and and that's not the first time I've listened to like other people who do like light language, energy healing and things like that. I've listened to them and through them, you know, and I do feel the effects from them. I do feel it, like it like opened me up to release something, like some emotion that holding on, those type of things. And even when I'm doing it on myself, that happened too. Like it would like open myself up to release an emotion that I'm holding on to. That with my own healing, when I'm working on myself, I've actually have released by crying and doing different things. Um, but even though I'm like having some emotional release, I just, my stomach just wasn't feel like my stomach is getting any better. So last night I listened to that girl's video, and it's so funny that in the video she was both focusing on the healing. She was focused on the solar plexus, right? Because that's where I'm having the issue. So I'm like, okay. So then I listened to that one, and I don't know if it's the first one I listened to. I listened to that one, and then I watched another one again about Mary Mag, and again they're focusing their the title was like, why is my energy healing not? And then it just stopped. It didn't just say not working, but that was the topic. And I'm like, this is so weird. So it's exactly what I typed in, that it was her topic. So I listened to that one again, right? And then the third one, I decided to listen to one more video that she was doing. And again, this time was very more specific. This time, when she was focused on healing, she was also still focused in the solar plexus area. And this time, she specifically mentioned like focusing, put your attention. She's like, put your attention into where the stomach ends and your large intestine begins. And I'm like, what? That's exactly where my issue is. So I'm like, okay, let me really sit down and get into this. So I was feeling the burning and the pain in my stomach while I was doing her video. And in the video, she's saying, bring your attention to your body and focus on an area in the body. So obviously, I'm going to focus on where I'm feeling the pain. So I put my attention to where I'm feeling the pain. And then she's doing what she's doing, you know, about bringing the attention to that area, and she's talking and doing her thing, and me bringing my attention to that area, and I'm focusing on it and focusing on it. And what came up to me was this, the memory just flashed in my mind about when I was working at this job, when I was working at this hospital. And I remember working at a hospital. At that hospital, it was so stressful for me. It was just, that was the first place I worked as a new nurse. So in the beginning, it was so stressful because, you know, what you hear the saying about like, I don't know what's the saying, like nurses eat their young or something. It's literally true. I had that experience when I first became a nurse. It's like, it was so hard to work as a new nurse, and then the other nurses like bossing and bully you around. It's true, and give you like the worst patient and so much patient. It's like the ill treatment was like so bad. But anyway, but apart from that, I was having other experiences working at this job, like managers change, and I have like experiences where it was just get along with my manager. I felt it was just not a good environment. It was just a stressful place. It was just so fucking stressful to work there. It was just a lot of inequality treatment, and and um, and I was having issue with the manager, and they were really trying to fire me because I was very vocal and I speak up. but they could never find a reason to fire me because I always got like good reviews from patients. I never had any complaints, but they used to say I had a behavioral issue. So I was always like having some type of conflict with this manager. And anyway, they finally got a way to fire me. They fired me for refusing. I don't know. I'm not saying the name. As long as I don't say the name of the place. I don't know if I should talk about it. There's a clause there where I can't talk about it. But anyway, I ended up getting fired from this place. And I'm not going to get too much into that because there's some legal issues there. But anyway, so that was the thing that came to me, was the stress of and of not stress but being discarded like nothing after years of working that job, of just being fired like that. So what came up to me was like being discarded, like I was worthless. That's what came up. And I focused on that, and I started to cry, and 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 um I focused on letting that go, releasing that. Meaning, what I was saying was like, everything that we experience is for a reason, and it's a lesson, right? It's a lesson that we're learning, and that basically is taught me about self-worth, that our worthiness is not based on what we do. So um, I listened to her video, and I was crying and going through that, and I decided I'm gonna listen to it one more time. So I redo it. When it's finished, I just replay it and listen to it one more time. Did the same thing again. Focus on within the body, focus on the area, because I was still feeling pain and discomfort. And this time, what came up was another job that I worked at. This time, I remember I was working at this job while I was in college, and I remember I used to take a verbal what do you call it, I don't want to say commands. Like the doctor would give me a prescription, whatever they're going to prescribe for a patient, and I have to call it into the pharmacy, right? So one day he said something about a medication, but I don't think I heard him and I didn't get it right. But anyway, I called the pharmacy to give what he said, and it was like, something is missing, something is not right. You have to go back to the doctor and um, clarify something, right? So I called into his office, in the room, and to ask him if he could please repeat the prescription to me. But anyway, that was not a good idea, apparently, to him. This doctor got so upset. He came out of his room, the office, and we're working like it's a private doctor's office in Manhattan. I mean, he was seeing like not top patient, but some famous people come there, like rich people, doctor's office, right? And it's pretty opened, like it's glass thing beyond where we work, like where the patients sit, you could see them. And this doctor came out and he like yelled at me, basically saying to the office manager that I need to retrain or properly train me, like why she's calling to my office, blah, 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 blah. And he was like yelling at me, like, don't call into his office to ask him anything. And I'm like, so obviously the ego respond because you put me in, like, embarrassed me in front of everyone. So I got up and I said, don't ever speak to me that way. And obviously this is one of the owner of the office. This is the doctor. Their names on the bill, on the suite. So the next day when I went into work, of course I was fired. So again, that came up as being discarded, like you are nothing. Like people think they have the right to just speak to you and speak down to you any which way they please, and just discard you as you're nothing. So again, that hurt. That what came up again. The feeling that was attached to that emotion. So in the video that I was watching, she was saying that how we swallowed up these emotions. We eat up things people say to us. These hurtful things that someone that may have said these hurtful words and things to us, things that we experience, or we just eat it up within our intestine swallowed it and absorbed it, and it's holding on to that emotion, So, and I'm like, that makes so much sense, because it literally feel like there's a hole in my stomach. That's what it feels like. This pain feel like there's literally a hole. And sometimes I wish I could just go in there and just scoop it out, because that's what it feels like. It's like just this pain. It's just so painful. And when she was describing, it was like exactly how I felt inside. So anyway, so that came up, and believe it or not, I listened to it the third time. I had to rewind and listen to it one more time because I felt like there was more there. So when I listened to it again, the other next thing that came up was one time I went on this job interview at Zara, and I still can't believe I shopped there after that. But when I was young, I had my natural hair, no perm, right? And I had it like twisted. And then I opened up my natural hair, and I went on a job interview at Zara. And I remember the guy who interviewed me, um, this guy who interviewed me, after the end of the interview, asked me if I was gonna do something about my hair. Gay guy, you know how they are. Yes, am I gonna do something about my hair? And I'm like, what? I felt at the time when he said that, I felt like there's something wrong with me. Like I need to fix. Like there's something wrong with my hair. Like of being a Nubian person. Like there's something wrong if we don't want to perm our hair, wear wigs or weaves. I just did not feel good about myself when that happened. And obviously, I did not get the job, and I knew that was the reason why, right? So that came up. So all that hurt, that pain, that like rejection, like, and some other things came up too with other experiences that I had with people and it was just all stemming around being like discarded. Feel like you're discarded, like you're worthless, you're nothing. You just easily be discarded, and these are some of these things or that I experienced was like with people that I was trying to help, like people that I care about who have done that to me, like turn around and like totally discard me, like nothing, like trash. So after I like review those experiences within my mind, and I tell myself like all of that is an experience, a reflection of like later on, like those incidents happen, and I hold on to that within myself. And then the experience that I have recently, like within the past year with people, what are past 2-3 years with people, with men, was because of those other experiences that I haven't. So I end up developing like a fucking self-worth complex, a lack of self-love, like there's something wrong with me, like I needed to change, like I needed to fix myself. So I developed those emotional traumatic experiences within myself, and then from then on I would just allow people to treat me in a certain way, specifically men. I would just take these different abuse from men, you know, because I have a self-worth, self-love issue that was the result of those experiences. And that's basically what came up. And I said, okay, those experiences that I have with those men was because of how I'm feeling about my own self. And that was reflecting back out, you know? So I had to definitely work on that. The universe was like, nope, you got to work on this. So you're going to have these experiences with these people. So I had to I did already let those people go. They're no longer in my life, but I was still holding on to the experience, that what happened, the emotions surrounding the experience, those memories. I was still holding on to that, within my solar plexus, which is, I don't know, I don't want to say it's the cause, but I do think it is. I want to say I had other traumatic experience before my whole college experience with the old H. pylori. I've been having traumatic experiences since childhood. So may contribute me to developing the H. pylori, possibly. If there's other factors that why I had the H. pylori, but definitely these emotions that I was hold on to definitely contribute to making it worse, and not healing as it should, because I was doing all these things, but at the same time I was holding on to these disharmonious energy within my solar plexus. That's where I hold these energies. So that's basically my higher self was saying, this is the problem. This is why it's like you may feel like you got better, then you regress, is because you're still holding on to these energies within you. And this is why it's the question is, why is my energy healing not working? Why is my stomach not getting better even though I'm taking all these things for it? This is why you're holding on to these energies. And believe it or not, after I release those things, do forgiveness, forgive myself, I love myself, forgive those people, let it go, it's all experience. And the experience I experienced there is basically to love and value myself, right? I felt so much better. Like literally the crying, and I started just releasing through burping, through crying, through gas release. My stomach was just feeling so much better. And then I was still laying in bed, and this was like at 12 o'clock at night. Still laying in bed, and I was feeling this heat in my stomach, and I'm like, listen to my intuition. Okay, if I'm feeling heat into my stomach, that means it needs to be cooled down. And I'm like, I need something cool to drink. So I got up and I had a coconut. I think I had this coconut in my fridge, and I drink the little coconut water, and immediately after I drink the coconut water, the heat, that hotness just dissolved, and I felt better. After that, I couldn't go back to sleep. So much energy after that, I was wired up. So I end up saying, okay, I'm going to watch this movie. So I have downloaded this movie, Wonder Woman. I think it's like called Wonder Woman 1984 or something. That I'd started to watch it, but I'm like, in the beginning it seemed so cheesy. I'm like, I don't want to watch this cheesy movie. But then I'm like, there's nothing else to do. Let me just watch this movie. So I'm watching it, and in this movie they have this citrine stone, and the citrine stone give the holder, whoever holding the stone, one wish, right? And in there's a woman in Wonder Woman that no one pays attention to, even though she's such a smart woman. No one pays attention to her. It's like she doesn't even exist, and she's clumsy. She dress not in a way society would say a nice dressing, or geeky or nerdy, but she's really sweet. She has a big heart, right? And she's working at the Smithsonian, whatever, the museum, where the woman that plays Wonder Woman also works there. And obviously she now is just nice outfits and heels and whatever. It's totally different. How it's like duality between two different women. So this woman apparently she doesn't like being herself because she's unnoticeable. She doesn't get any attention. She has no friends. It's like, anyway. So she has a stone, and she end up like thinking nothing of it. She was holding the stone and make a wish, like how she wished she was special and she was strong, like Diane, which she didn't know she was Wonder Woman, but at the time she wished she was strong like her, and other wishes like, she dresses nice and things like that. But anyway, so basically she didn't like herself and want to be somebody else. And the next character that it showed, even the woman who played Wonder Woman 2 also had a wish, and I think her wish was to wish for somebody that she lost to come back, their love. And then the other character was this guy who wasn't making it so well. We had land drilling for oil, and he didn't get in it well, so he lost all his investors. And he had a son, which he really loved his son, and he wanted to be something for his son, right? So he was looking for this stone, and he stole it from the museum and made a wish. When he made a wish, he wished that he was the stone. So the thing is, basically, people is either was holding on to attachment, having attachment to something. This is what I got from the movie at the end. They were having attachment to something. Like Diane was having attachment to the person that she lost. She didn't know how to let go. And the woman wanted to be someone else. She didn't love her and accept herself. And the guy also wanted to be someone else. He didn't accept himself. He thinks that he has to be rich and famous to be somebody. He didn't accept himself as he is, even though his son did. Children. Oh. And so the whole thing is, in the movie, he just become more in greed. It was just greed, and he just keep making people start wishing for things, and as people wish for things, he was just taking things from people. Every time someone make a wish from him, he would take something from him. Just becoming like he wants more and more and more. There was no satisfaction, no end to what he had. He was just never satisfied with what he had and with himself, that he even lost his son, meaning he had spent no time with his son, basically disregard the one thing that was meaningful to him. He was losing, which was his son. And in the end, he even found a way where he could tap into light particles using the media, where he have everyone makes wishes, start telling people to make wishes. And obviously everyone stopped making selfish wishes, wish to be famous, wish to be rich, wish to have this. Everyone just started making wish, even wishing people to be dead. So it was just pure chaos that was started in the movie, which swimming into like World War, everybody ready to nuke each other. So I'm watching the movie and I'm seeing where all this chaos is happening. And you know, Diane, the woman who played Wonder Woman, and the other woman, I forgot what was her name. Marinova was her last name, I think. Barbara. They learned that to stop all the stuff that's happening, they have to let go of their wish, like give their wish, renounce their wish, give their wish back. But Diane, nobody wanted to give up their wish, even though all this shit was happening. No one wanted to give up their wish, and I'm looking at them like, what? Seriously? Like, all that chaos is happening, people dying, and you won't give up a person that you already experienced that died? I didn't even get that. But she didn't want to give up the wish. She didn't want to give back the wish. So ridiculous. And for her to gain the guy, she was losing all her strength, all her power she had. She was just losing. So she was just becoming weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. That she couldn't really help anyone. She couldn't save anyone anymore because she was losing all her power. But she still wanted to hold on to this guy. Even though the guy is really seriously dead, it's not really the guy. He's like, what? Came back in somebody else's body. And so Barbara didn't want to give up her wish, so she decided she was becoming stronger like Wonder Woman. So she decided to protect the guy who had become stone. And all this guy is just greed. So the guy explained to Barbara that every time you make a wish, something is taken away from you. But yet she wished that she wanted to be more stronger and become like an ape, like an animalistic being. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would anybody want to lose all yourself to become like a rage and angry and like a beast? And the whole fucking world is falling apart around you. Like, what? It makes no sense. So, and then anyway, so when he tapped into the light particles and was telling everybody to make wishes, and people were just making wishes, creating more chaos. People are dying everywhere. World War, whatever is about to pop off. People are ready to nuke each other. And he's like taking, every time someone make a wish, he was taking their health, taking their strength, taking their vitality, taking their energy. So it was like stealing people's energy. Oh, so crazy, man. This man was just like stealing people's energy, and he knows what he was doing, and he was just doing it. And all this time, his son is out there trying to find him, just wanting his dad to come back, right? So Diane couldn't fight him, couldn't stop him, because he was just getting stronger from all the people making all the wish. People were just making selfish wishes. Everybody was just so freaking selfish and greedy. Just greed. Just greed. And I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, so she ended up tapping into what he was tapping into, and was started to speak to people how, she lost someone she loved and she had to really let him go. And she was appealing to the emotional side, the love within people, about, we all experience things. We all experience like painful moments within our life. We all experience being hurt, being bullied, being picked on, feel like we're nothing, being treated like we're nothing. We all experience these things, but it really doesn't define us, and we just really have to rise above that and choose love. And I don't think she really said this, but basically this is what she's saying: choose love, choose forgiveness, choose humanity. Basically, all those things we're wishing for is really not going to really change who we are, because you're wishing for those things, but you're losing the essence of your being. So it just goes to play back in society, like all these things that we're striving for, these material wealth, all these things we're striving for is just material things. It does nothing to, it has nothing to do with our self-worth and our self-love and how we treat other people, how we treat human beings. And when she was doing what she was doing, what came to me was that one person, like she was supposed to be a superhero, but she couldn't stop that guy by herself. It takes more than one person to make a change. It takes more than one being to create a harmonious society, a loving society. It takes all of us. All of us have to create that space, that society that we want to live in. If you want a peaceful, loving society, we all have to create that. We cannot rely on one person to do it. We cannot rely on a savior, like a one being like Jesus Christ is not going to come and save you and make everything perfect. The president cannot save you, like literally, and he cannot fix everything. He just cannot. One man can't do everything. It takes everyone as a people. We as a people, everyone, to actually make a change. I'm getting a little bit emotional about this. But this is exactly what happened when I was watching Wonder Woman at the end there. Like, I started crying because I really see that one person cannot fix everything. That's going to take all of us to actually make a change and live in the world that we want to live in, we all have to play a part. We all have to make a change within ourselves. So, so as I watched that, people started like renouncing their wishes. And I'm like, wow, that is such a beautiful movie. At the end, it's really beautiful, because they were just destroying the whole freaking planet. They were destroying their own society. This is how society get destroyed, is because of greed, of power, of wanting more and more and more. Some people have so much and they don't even share it. While so many people are suffering, and it doesn't even have to happen. All we have to do is just share what we have. No one have to be starving. No one have to be homeless. If we actually love our neighbors. Love our neighbors as we love ourselves. But we have to actually love ourselves to love our neighbors. So if you don't love your neighbors and you're treating your neighbor like shit, and you're not helping others, that's a reflection of how you feel about your own self. And you living from a place of fear. not a place of love. We're living from some survival mode, like an animalistic mode, where we think we have to hoard things and hold on to things. But that's just an illusion. It's not true. Everything we have in abundance. And we could always create more, because we are the one creating the society that we're experiencing right now. As a collective, as we are the one who's creating this. So the how our society is a reflection of the consciousness of the people. We are creating what we're experiencing with our consciousness, with our thoughts. We are creating that. So things are not going to change until we start to love ourselves and love others. And start caring for each other. And stop treating each other the way the way you treat people. I mean, oh my God, think about how you speak to people and how you treat people. Would you really want someone to treat you that way, or treat someone that you love that way? I thought about maybe things that I may said to people, someone, or something that may have caused them some pain that they carried with them from years to come, like an emotional scar. You know? So yeah, so anyway, it was a lot that came out of that one healing session of that whole question I'm asking, spirit, like, why is this not working? Like, we are all holding on to these emotional traumas. And it's really time for us to start to release them and forgive ourselves and forgive other people. Forgiving others. We have to start letting go of these things. If we want better, we literally have to do better ourselves. We cannot rely on the government to change anything. We cannot rely on a group of people that's giving up our power, that's giving up your sovereignty, that's giving up your power. You're literally giving away your life force. Like those people making those wish to that guy, he was literally stealing their life forces. Their health, their energy, everything. They were taking that. He was taking all of that from those people. That is literally the same thing when you put all of your power, give all your power away to this government, expecting them to fix everything for you, to change things for you while you do nothing, while you take no responsibility. It's the same thing. Start taking responsibility for your own actions and for the things that happen in your own communities, in your own neighborhoods, in your own families. Start working on yourself. And stop going around like spreading disharmony and causing emotional trauma to other people. Anyway, let's move forward from this. So after that, I watched that movie. I did so much crying, so much releasing. After watching that movie, it was like another part of my releasing that night, came to a lot of realization, and end up finally going to sleep. And when I went to sleep, it was like 6 a.m. I end up waking up from this dream that I have, and I'm gonna just speak about the dream briefly. This thing is becoming really longer than I want this video to be, but so I had this dream. So in this dream, I was in this big open space, this big room, and it was filled with people, right? And everyone was like talking, socializing. It was like a party. There was children there, people with children, and I was going around socializing, talking, and I ended up interacting with someone's child. I picked them up and was holding them, and it felt good to like hold this toddler. And in the dream, I was thinking like, if I have a child, do I have a child? Like, it was confusing in the dream. I didn't know if I had a child, I wanted to have a child, or having the desire to have a child. I think it was more like having a desire to have a child, wishing that child was my child, something like that. Anyway, so that happened, and then shift to another a part of the dream where they start giving out these different, like a lottery, these different gifts for free. Just start giving it away to the people in the room, and I end up caught in this, like this little double gift container of this oil that you used to spray in your pot when you're gonna cook. And I remember looking at it, I'm like, sis, but this is nothing. I don't want this. And I end up like giving it to somebody. I'm like in the dream, like I want more than this, better than this. And I remember after that, I saw this. They had this whole big table filled with food, all these different type of food. It was like different type of cheese with grapes and crackers and all these different food, like big old cracker with hummus and things like that. And I'm just looking and I'm start picking up food, like I wanted to eat everything, you know. It, and then after that scene, now then it shifts again. The dream shifts. So now I'm in the same room, but now like more than half the people are no longer in the room. It's like less people, and this time the people in the room, we're trying to find our way out of the room. We're trying to leave the room. And also at the same time, there was this little girl in the room that was like running, like she would play hide and seek or something, and she ran, and we were all trying to find her. And when I saw her, next time I saw her, she was like holding and eating a freaking skin cat. I don't know what that part of the dream mean, but that's what she was doing. And then I'm like, man, I gotta get the hell out of here. So now I end up stepping outside the room. I don't know how I end up, but I end up stepping outside of the room. So now I'm outside on like a grass, and then there was other people out there. The people that was outside of the room now was saying, I'm like, how do you get out of here? How do you leave this place? And they're like, you can't leave this place. We just keep coming back. Every time we leave, we just keep coming back. We just keep coming back here. It's like you cannot escape. And then people, I saw like some people just start shooting themselves, killing themselves because they wanted to leave and they just can't leave. They just keep coming back. So I'm like, to me, and I'm like, no, I got to find my way out of here. So I end up leaving, start walking. I saw these different paths. I end up taking a path where I was walking on this like low river. It's like very low, like little water. You could like walk on it and you could still see the ground. So I decided to start take that path of the river, and I started walking. And then when I was walking and I looked down, I saw this golden key, this key on a hook. It was like this golden key, and my mind said like, pick up the key. You may need that key. Pick it up. So I picked up the key, and as soon as I picked up the key, I saw this thing coming at me like fast, running. In the dream, I felt like whatever this is, it's not good. It did not feel good. So I started running, like running with the key. And as I was running, I saw like I'm like, how am I gonna get out of here? Am I gonna get out of here? And then a big chain, like a big chain, just came down from the clouds. So when I look up, it's just pure clouds. You cannot see past the cloud, just the chain coming down. So I said, man, it seems like I have to climb this chain. So I end up start climbing up the chain. But it was difficult. I was like struggling to climb up the chain. But then in the dream, I'm like, man, I'm never gonna make it. This thing is gonna get me. It's like gonna start coming up the chain. So then a thought came to me within the dream, like, don't think about like my struggle to climb up the chain. Just think about you already being at the top of the chain, like you're already at the end of it, right? So they said all you have to do is just think of you there, and you're there. You will be there. Just your thought will take you there. So I did that, and I got to the top. I got to the top, and then there was a big old lock there, and I'm like, in the dream, I know that the key that I picked up was to open the lock. So I put the key in the lock, and I opened the lock, and as soon as I opened the lock, I don't know, it was just, I guess it just feel like it was just light, and I just woke up. And when I woke up, I'm like, what does that dream mean? I'm asking what that dream means. Anyway, I went to the bathroom, came back, went back to sleep. right? So when I went back to sleep, what was playing in my mind as I was coming back again from a second time from waking up, what was playing in my mind was the kingdom of God was within. It just like repeated in my thoughts. So I woke up with that thought in my mind: the kingdom of God is within. The kingdom of God is within. So, because I wanted to know what the dream meant. So, what I got from the dream, my understanding of it was that that room represents the planet Earth, and then you just have people who came here to Earth, and they get trapped here because of the things that they experience. They want the power, the wealth, land, control, material things. They just get caught up in this life experience of being on earth. They just get trapped here. They want power. They all these different things that you experience in the food. It's just all of these things. All of these things. They just get trapped here by all of these illusions. All these things just trap them here, and that's what that room represents. That's why we were all in that room, and then I had to find my way out. Like, so those people, like, there's no way out. They just keep coming back. It's like you keep reincarnating back on the planet. You just keep coming back and reincarnating. So people were trapped here. People are basically trapped here, and some of them, like, they can't take it anymore. People just start killing themselves, and basically that's my understanding that came to me when I asked what does that dream mean. And when I woke up, I'm like, I know that the kingdom of God is within, because that's where I said when I'm seeking the kingdom of God, and I know that's within myself. So I didn't. I would still say maybe I didn't get the full understanding of the dream, but like, why did he show me that? The kingdom of God is within. I guess maybe it was a reminder to remind me, because it's so easy to get caught up and to get trapped here. It's just easy to get caught up in that life, in this life of materialism, you know? And I think that's what showed me that dream. And the dream was relating to the movie that I watched, Wonder Woman. Those people were just got caught up. Power and owning and land and oil. They just want to own things, control things. So that's why I was shown the dream, was because of the movie that I watched that really helped me to have some of that emotional release from watching that movie, And I was telling myself, damn, I need to be like, even show more kindness, more compassionate to people, love more, love myself more, like pay attention to my body, listen to my body. Like, my body been speaking to me and telling me something wasn't right. Like, you need to let go of these things. And I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't like really sitting down, laying down and asking my body, tapping into it, going into it and asking it, like, what's wrong? What is it? What can I do? What can I do? Why are you feeling this pain? Where is this pain coming from? Like, my body been speaking to me and I haven't been listening. So that's what I got also from this dream and this movie, man. Man, last night was like, that was crazy. Last night to this morning. I felt like, this morning, I felt like I was on like a psilocybin or psychedelic journey, even though I wasn't on anything. But that I felt like I had this full transformational healing process overnight. And I still know that there's still more things that I need to release, work on. I know there's more things that I've experienced that I'm holding on to, that I still have to work on. So I'm telling myself that, man, I really, every day that I get up, I need to seriously ask my body, what can we work on today? What can we do? Is there something I could do for you? What do you need done? Like, and lay down and listen. Feel. It's not even listening. You got to feel into it and feel into the body. Feel into that area. Feel into it. Because that's what I did last night. Feel into it. And that's how that information that came to me about what was needed to be released. Feel into what was causing me that pain, contributing to that pain in my stomach. that was contribute to my discomfort, the bloatiness. I was just holding. It's like holding. It's like holding on to things. And so yeah. But it all comes down to, yeah, man. I said I really have to work on like treating other people as how I want them to treat me, like more love, compassion, and respect. Love, compassion, and respect and forgiveness, and not hold on to things with people. Forgive people, let things go, not hold on to it. So that is my share. That is my share for today. Um, and yeah, I hope this helps somebody in some way. All right, peace and love.